We have a hockey
We're
team.
also on the team.
That's right. I'm
Oh
Team
yeah,
Meyer.
you're Meyer.
MJ Wear Lizards.
All right, Shannon, sorry. We can start for real.
All right.
I don't remember how we start this.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Shannon. Shannon, how are you?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
I had a revelation that you reminded me of recently.
Okay.
So I kind of forgot that I directed hockey in college for a full season.
You did.
I covered the home games, traveled on the bus with the players to the game, like the away games. I remember sitting in the front of the bus because I was too scared to sit in the back. And I was doing this for the local, like the college TV network.
This is not the first time in your life I've had to remind you of your own experiences.
Yes. Thank you for that, because apparently I just don't catalog my own life.
I live to serve.
She has many different lives.
Yeah, literally. So then after college, I completely forgot about my directing hockey experience. So when we started watching hockey as like a group, I was like, this is amazing. Why haven't I watched hockey before? But really, it's just been this constant in my life that
You have
I
been
forgot
living in this cycle of rediscovering hockey every like 5 to 6 years because you watched it when you were a kid, forgot that it existed, and then you directed hockey in college, which I remember because you would text me on the bus like live updates of the shenanigans.
Yes, in which players lost their teeth.
Yeah, the constant running tooth update that I got from Shannon in college. Like weekly, I would just be in bed and I'd roll over and she'd be like, so and so, I didn't know these people. So and so lost his incisor today, and I'm like, oh, you know, poor Joe. No more incisor for him. And then you forgot about that, and now you're a Devils fan again. Like the circle of life. It's like the Krebs cycle. Shannon forgets and rediscovers hockey every couple of years.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. So this is also like gonna be a part of the backstory in the Ocean's 5 heist that we're gonna, put together one day.
Oh, yeah.
And this will play in the first couple parts of the movie when we learn everyone's motivation, why we're gonna steal the Stanley Cup. And I promise
the motivation is that we want the Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah.
But this is
I guess
her
I mean like
personal
my
background.
history of like this is how I have my in, because I used to be a director, and I'll be like, oh, I could direct the game when the director gets sick. But of course, a part of the plot is that we make the director sick, so I can fill in, and then we have like, the inside access. There'll be more to come. We'll elaborate on this.
Are you telling me that hockey games are scripted?
What do you mean?
You're going to be the director.
They're not scripted, but somebody has to call the cameras. Like which camera to cut to.
Conspiracy?
No. All sports have a director.
Whoa.
So you're telling me there's a script
For every sport.
No.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl then?
Yeah, Shannon, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I hope it's the 49ers.
All right.
Girl, they did not win today. The odds are against them. JK, I don't even know if that's
I
true.
don't know.
I'm just making up.
I
This is not a
completely
football
believed you.
podcast, so we know nothing.
Welcome to Hot Girls Hockey, born in Jersey. Our weekly opinions on the Devils and occasionally the 49ers football team. I make those opinions up, pull them out of thin air, and now they're true. No facts, just whispers on the wind.
Yeah. Allie,
Yeah.
what is the red carpet report of this week?
Well, I'm coming at you live from TMZ.
Ooh, terrible.
So looking at our fashion report for the last week, TBH, they just really did not post that many outfits. The pickings were slim, but we still had a standout, a starlet, someone who brought their A game.
A starlet.
A starlet.
Okay.
Just the one? Or
I have a top two,
okay.
but one had just
The one is
that,
exceptional.
that Hollywood energy.
Wow.
Do you want to guess who it might be?
I know who it wasn't.
Who wasn't
It definitely wasn't Jack Hughes.
I don't even know if I know what outfits he wore.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to guess Timo.
It's always a reliable guess.
Right.
Timo is
Felt like a safe
sharp
answer.
dresser.
Yeah.
But I don't think they posted Timo's outfit.
Okay.
Number one is going to my boy, the dear Dougie Hamilton.
Aw.
He wore this just super cool, simple, chic, jewel-toned blue suit. I love a jewel tone.
Ooh.
I feel like men don't wear enough jewel tones. Men, I feel like, get a lot more
That's
muted
a good
colors.
point.
And it just looked so good. It was just like, I loved the bright color. And then he had like this patterned cornflower blue tie. I couldn't really figure out what the pattern was, but it almost looked like snowflakes from a distance.
Aw.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of magical. But what really sold the outfit for me, he's got like blonde hair, or is it red? I don't know what we call
I
it.
think he's
Strawberry
blonde.
blondish.
Strawberry
I don't know.
blonde.
There's like red tints to it.
You know, my hair color is strawberry blonde, and I should know that.
You can't recognize each other, apparently.
No. Oh my God. But anyway, he just had this beautiful like Hollywood coif to his hair. It had a nice little wave to
Ooh.
it. Yeah.
Fancy boy.
A fancy boy. It's like, so anyway, first place goes to him.
Yay.
Delightful outfit. Second place, a strong second,
Okay.
goes to Siegenthaler.
Again,
Again. You know, he consistently comes in with the good outfits.
he's pulling through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So-
I want him to be like, you know, your year roundup. I could see him being in the top.
Well, what's so fun about his outfits is that he has a good variety. Like, there are some players who have decent outfits, but they only seem to have like 3 of them and they just rotate through them. But Siegenthaler seems to
would.
have like a large closet.
Okay.
Today, let me pull up what he was wearing. So these were from, I think, the Sabres game, but he was wearing a violet suit
Ooh.
with a very subtle graph paper plaid.
The graph paper
Graph
effing
paper
plaid
plaid.
coming
Oh,
back
yeah.
again.
The hockey boys love the graph paper
They do.
plaid.
Do you know what's crazy, Allie? Because you said that to me the other week,
Yeah.
I now cannot unsee it and have been seeing it on the streets of New York when I've been working. And
Graph
I'm like,
paper plaid.
everyone's wearing this fucking graph paper plaid.
You know what I'm talking about too, right? Like
Yeah.
when you see it, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean.
Yep.
Anyway, his outfit was also super chic. It was just giving Professor Plum.
Wait a second. I don't understand this reference.
You know, it's like Clue, the board game.
Yeah.
Professor Plum.
I've played this maybe once with you guys.
That is factually false. I was obsessed with this game growing up. There's no possible way that we hung out all the time and I did not force you to play this game.
We've established, though, that Shannon does not remember major portions of her life sometimes.
Yeah, and
so.
you keep this catalog for me. So I need to Google this.
Hold on, I'll Google it for you.
Okay.
And then I'll show you the picture of Siegs and you'll see what I mean. Okay, you see Professor Plum.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I see Professor Plum.
Here's Siegenthaler's outfit.
Identical.
No, Siegenthaler looks much better than
he
Professor
does.
Plum.
Yeah. No, I get it though.
This is a modern take
Yeah.
on the Professor Plum.
It's very nice.
It's a good outfit. 10 out of 10. On the opposite end of the spectrum,
What we are here for.
girl, I don't have a worse dressed for you this week. There just really were not that
Really?
many. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, but I'm just saying, like, no one was that bad.
There just weren't that many outfits posted.
I live for the bad ones, so.
I feel like they used to post more last year. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the only other 2 that I saw posted were Nico and Brat, and they both looked fine. Nico had these cute little friendship
all right.
bracelets on. Brat had a good solid
They
suit.
had friendship
You
bracelets?
had friendship bracelets?
He did.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I love a friendship
like
bracelet.
which kind?
What do you mean?
Like
Like the little bead
Like
ones?
the bead
Yes.
with the block letters, or
Yes.
like the ones that are woven?
Both.
Oh.
He had both.
One of each.
Okay, that's even better.
Yeah. I love a good friendship bracelet moment.
Love it. We need to pass out friendship bracelets.
I'm literally, I have plans.
Okay,
I had so much practice from the Eras tour. I'm ready to make Devil's friendship bracelets
Let's do
anytime.
this.
Next game.
all right.
My God,
Love
yes. Well, actually, I think I'm working next game.
Well, next time we go to, I mean.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like it would be hard to hand out friendship bracelets to people at a game that we cannot attend because we're not
Yeah.
physically there.
All right.
Good
You know
night.
what? Stop obeying the laws of physics. Just because you constrain yourself.
Love to. If I could just stop, that'd be great. It's really, it's holding me back.
All right. Once again, there have been 3 games since we last recorded. So, Sarah, can you please kick off our weekly New Jersey Devils update?
Absolutely. So this week we had 3 games against the Washington Capitals, which we lost 6-4, against the Buffalo Sabres, which we won 5-4,
Hey.
and against the Minnesota Wild, which we also won 4-3.
Hell yeah.
So that puts us, as of this moment, second in the Metropolitan Division
Wow.
at
Oh my
5
gosh.
wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss, with 11 points. We're currently behind the Rangers.
Ew.
But that
Did
won't
you
last.
see me Allie, I will never forgive you.
Girl, that's so last week.
My dad was not happy with the episode name last week. Because he's a Rangers fan.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I think it's more like I have like this personal dislike of New York sports as a whole. It's not like personal against the Rangers.
Oh no, it's personal against the Rangers for me.
Yeah.
I'm telling your dad I'm sorry.
I won't.
Okay.
I'm not sorry.
I think one episode we have Sarah's dad and Shannon's dad, who is a Devils fan, on.
Yeah.
And they just fisticuff.
Yeah.
You know what they'll do? They'll get on the podcast. They'll just start talking about how proud they are of you guys.
That's also very true.
And then they'll start recording their own podcast called like Hot Dads Hockey. No. That would be terrible. I take that back. Cut that. They listen to this podcast. It would be called Proud Dads Hockey.
Proud Dads Hockey.
Proud Dads Hockey.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's okay. My dad hasn't officially listened yet. So.
How do we go so astray?
Despite
Every
you calling
time.
and texting
I
him.
have called and texted him multiple times, and I think he's avoiding me now.
Okay.
All right, what were we talking about?
Sorry to cut you off, Sarah. So
that was our
we're just
weekly
behind the Rangers.
Second in the division. We are still coming for that cup, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how did we get to second in the division?
Not with the game against the Capitals, that's for sure.
No.
Oof.
So Shannon, oh my God, I was just about to say I didn't watch this game, so please tell me what happened, but that is false. I actually
did watch this
You're just
game.
so used to not being there at this point.
I actually did watch this game. I think I blacked it out.
Because
Yeah.
it was
Not
awful.
a pleasant
A little sad.
experience.
No. It was rough.
Tell me what happened.
So last episode, I compared one of the games feeling like an effing roller coaster ride with our comebacks. But this game was that ride at the amusement park that just drops you and then throws you back in the air.
A launched free fall.
Like, it just awful. Where we were down 3 points in the first period and then we're back in it, up 4-3 in the second period. It was Toffoli, then 10 seconds. Sorry, Toffoli. It was Toffoli. I have it here.
You're making me squawk into the microphone.
Take a shot every time Shannon calls Tyler Toffoli Truffoli.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. There's just an R in there. It's just
Shannon's just putting R's into words where there aren't any.
Imaginary R's. The opposite of a silent H.
Yeah.
So it was just crazy during the second period. It was Toffoli. And then 10 seconds later, before they can even finish like the player goal announcement, Timo scored. And then it was Nico. And then it was Toffoli again. In 6 minutes, we were back up by 1, 4-3.
So then what happened after that?
We just couldn't hold on to it. And it was just so frustrating. There was like a moment where Vitek had his, either he like let it go on accident or somebody kicked it out of his hand. He just lost a stick and then got scored on in the same moment, but it ended up not counting because the play was offsides. But there was just this look of absolute defeat that was so disheartening on his face. And that's how I felt at the end of the game. I was just like, how can we come back again?
And then it ended on the saddest note a hockey game can end on, which is an empty net goal for the Capitals.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
But this is a classic, as you describe it, Shannon, Devil's roller coaster.
Yeah.
You got to go down the hill to come back up.
I hate those rides at the amusement park.
I love them.
No.
Which one's the roller coaster or the drop tower?
Both of them.
Oh.
I like both of them.
No, I don't like both of them.
When I played Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would build a lot of the drop towers. That has nothing to do with anything. I'm just...
I don't know why. It just makes so much sense that you were a roller coaster tycoon girl.
Oh my God.
I don't know why, but it does.
Okay. So things that I do remember in the catalog of my life. was watching Allie play Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Really?
And I remember, like, because we're, of course, playing, like, on our parents' computers because we don't have our own computers at the time. And I would, like, pull a chair from your kitchen table over to your mom's, like, office desk and watch you play Roller Coaster Tycoon for hours.
Oh my God.
It's a canon
fun.
experience.
It was.
And I played Roller Coaster Tycoon like the right way. Like my brother used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and he would like, like they had like those achievements you had to get.
Yeah.
He would put like do not enter signs in front of the exit so like the patrons couldn't leave, and they would get all angry. And like sometimes he would like let the animals out of the zoo and they would eat the patrons, or he would create roller coasters that like carts would just fling off of. I did none of that. I made my food fair priced, you know? I gave plenty of
I was
bathrooms.
imagining it the other way around, honestly.
You would think so.
Yeah. But you were a by the book Roller Coaster Tycoon
I was.
player.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So after the roller coaster went down the hill with the Capitals, it came back up on the 27th with the game against the Sabres. Now this is the game that I did not watch because I was once again in the void. That is my job.
Yeah, I got to go to this one. It was my first time back at the Rock this season, which was so fun.
Take us into the field.
And we got to do all sorts of little silly things. Like I had this thing on my seat, so we got to take a photo with a fake Stanley Cup. And
Love
I acted
it.
like I stole it.
You were the chosen one.
Yeah,
Oh, this is all a part of it. Like that's the practice run.
exactly.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Now we have
We can 3D print a
an in.
fake Stanley Cup based off the images you took of that Stanley Cup so that we can then, when we
swap
switch it
out.
out.
Yes.
I don't know anybody with a 3D printer, but I'm going to find
No.
somebody.
I know a mechanical engineer very well, Shannon.
You do? Oh, shit. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Might even be related to one.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry if you listen. Apologies.
We never saw that commercial.
I know.
How do I refer to them? What is it though? Like it's just like a little group of people like who just gather to watch the game.
The ladies club?
I don't know. Is it just women? I don't know.
No, it looked like a ladies' club organized like a devil's gathering.
We're talking about
at a
that
bar.
commercial.
Yeah.
You know the commercial that plays
Mm-hmm.
with
The old
these
ladies.
older women that have this little gathering of Devils fans, and it looks so lovely, and I want to join. And I saw them at the Prudential Center at a table, and I wanted to go up to them so badly. As we were walking past, I was pointing like, I know them, like I know these people, I want to join them.
They're from the commercial, and it looks like so much fun.
I want to hang out with them.
I do. I want to hang out with them really badly. It seems so fun.
We have to find out where their gathering is.
Yeah.
We do.
If
I
you-
was sad they didn't play it during this last game. I was like, what the hell?
I know.
And they also played that Take On Me music video that we haven't seen since the very first game we went to last season, guys. It has been that long since they played it, and it hasn't been in my head ever since. I will never get over it.
For
But they
those-
played it again.
Will you describe this for people who have never seen this?
The Take On Me music video that they
Yes.
recreated with the New Jersey Devil and what's his name? Chico Resch, I believe. Cut this if
remember.
I have it wrong.
I can't. I
don't
only saw
know.
this once, like a year ago, and I
Literally,
can't remember.
yeah. It was the one time, and then they played it again on Friday. Anyway, yeah, it's this recreation of the Take On Me music video with the New Jersey Devil, and it is hysterical. And they rarely ever play it, but they blessed me. I got to see it again. It was excellent.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I missed out.
You were the chosen one that night.
I think I was. I don't know how.
How did the game itself go?
The game was pretty back and forth, honestly. We gave up the first point, as we always do.
Mm.
But they were able to retaliate, and they kept bouncing the point back and forth, basically. But it did end up being a win, 5-4. And these games have been
Sorry.
pretty high scoring. 5 woos.
Woo.
Woo!
Woo. I
It's
need
just-
2 more.
Woo.
All right, we got it.
But yeah, these games have been pretty high scoring just overall this season, which I don't know what it is that is happening with it, because it's not just the Devils,
No.
clearly, because
The Coyotes played Vegas Golden Knights, and they were up like 4. And
Yeah.
Vegas came back. I mean, I think the game ended like, I can't remember, 4-5. Maybe it was 5-6. No, I think it was 4-5. I think they ended 4-5, which is just an insanely high scoring game.
yeah,
Also, Arizona Coyotes taking 4 goals from the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Another reason to stand.
I feel like you already have the jersey and it's like hidden somewhere in the apartment. And I'm just waiting for you to just like,
she's going to betray
walk
us
out
one day.
in it one day. But like at the Devils game. But we're not playing the Coyotes. You're just going to walk out in the Coyotes jersey.
Maybe.
She's going to betray us. But then we'll get our Kraken jerseys. And
That's
you know
true.
what?
So I have different feelings about this after watching the
Different
Wild
feelings
game.
about the Kraken?
Yeah, about the Krakens as a backup team.
Why?
Because their mascot is a troll, and I was just like,
A sea troll, Shannon. Get it right.
it is a sea troll. Thank you. But I don't know how I feel about the troll.
I need you to know, Sarah, you were in the bathroom when this happened, but Shannon looked up like what the Kraken mascot was actually
Because I
considered.
was really confused
And she's like,
when
oh,
they
it's,
showed it.
it's a sea troll named, and she goes, how do I pronounce this word? A boyo? The word is buoy.
It's fine. I got it.
You have a boating license.
It's fine. You're right. I do have a boating license.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. I completely missed that.
Anyway,
I don't know how I feel about the whole troll. I'm like, why didn't we go for Kraken, pirate, anything else?
so what you're saying is you're on the search for a new backup team.
I just have second thoughts.
Okay.
All
Cold
right.
feet.
But
Then
the
Kraken's
pirate
not the
hat on
one.
the Krakens is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So getting back to the Sabres game.
Yeah. I did have a few more notes. Well, I'd had a few drinks, not a lot.
Were they
A
the
few.
black cherry white claws?
Maybe some.
Yes. I have a quick question before we get
Yes.
into this. I heard that the food vendors changed at the Prudential Center, and I just really wanted to know if they offer any other flavor than the massive black cherry white claw.
They do not, Shannon. It is still only that.
So
But I'm not mad about
So
that because those are my
disappointed.
favorite.
no. I want citrus.
Yeah, same.
My notes are not very. What's the word that I'm looking for here?
These are like real field notes. You took them out.
Yeah,
at
I
the
did.
game.
These are
These were
yeah.
ringside.
Mhm.
Ringside. This boxing football metaphors were a mess.
I was gonna say ice side.
Ice side.
but
Yeah.
I was not.
Ice side real time notes.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I wrote Holtz, good screen, first goal. And then this was a direct conversation that we had. He said, 63 is out there too. I said, that's Brat. And then he immediately scored afterward. And and then he said, that's Brat.
That's Brat.
That's Brad.
And that's
That's-
true. That is Brat.
That is Brat.
Brat man.
So after Brat scored, did we win? I don't even know if we won this
No.
game.
We did win this game, but that
Good.
was not the last
We
goal.
did.
What was so disappointing was Eric Holla had scored twice in this game, and then
Mhm.
Sabres had pulled their goalie at the end.
Oh my god.
And they were trying so hard for him to get an empty net goal at the end, but they
Yes.
didn't make it. And I was gunning for him to get a hat trick so badly, and it didn't happen.
I'm happy we won though.
Yeah, for
It was
sure.
great.
It was a really fun time.
The Wild is kind of a weird
It is a
team
weird
name. It's not
title.
the Wilds.
Why
Yeah.
is there no S?
Singular wild.
It's the single Wild.
Why?
Which I guess is grammatically correct, but I still don't like it.
They played the single Wild.
The single wild,
Just one of them.
and we won.
Okay, so how did the game start?
So the first thing that happened at this game of note was that Ken Danico's son sang the anthem, and he was really good. It was so cute. And they cut to Dano like singing along to it and everything. And he said he got all teary afterward. It was just so wholesome. It was so sweet to see.
I loved that. It was really cute. And then the game got underway, and you guys.
What?
Something absolutely shocking happened.
More shocking than squirt away the
Oh.
puck.
Why would you ruin my pleasant moment
had
with
such a
memories of
wholesome
that?
pleasant
I'm
moment.
sorry.
We're going to call this a happy shock. Okay.
All right. This is a happy shock.
A pleasant
Apologies.
shock.
A pleasant shock.
Is that the New Jersey Devils, for the first time this season, took the first point in the game.
Finally.
Woohoo!
You know, we were literally the last team in the league up until this moment that had not scored first.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Hell yeah. If you can't be first, you might as well be
You
last.
sure weren't.
Honestly, that makes me a little scared because at the first moment, I'm like, oh, so exciting. But at the same time, we're going to lose
Why?
because we only win when we don't take the first shot.
That's because we never took the first shot.
Yeah.
Well, we take the first shot usually, but we don't.
Well, I mean, the first goal.
It does seem like a jinx, though. Like everything's going to go wrong at that point because things are out of whack.
But it went well this time.
Well, speaking of jinxes, it maybe did jinx something because the more I've been watching this season, the more I have a question to pose to you two.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Do you think that Dawson Mercer was cursed by a witch?
Okay, I was not ready. Like, real quick, I just a really small follow-up on the witch head that I could no longer locate. But the balcony that
For those of you who don't know what Shannon's talking about, go listen to episode 2 when she had a paranormal experience.
Where the balcony that I saw this whole thing happen, I like passed that on my way to your place all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking gone.
The whole balcony?
I could not relocate it. It was.
Are you serious?
I'm very, very serious. Quite disturbed, honestly.
So there might actually be a witch, and she might have put a curse on Dawson Mercer.
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm so serious. I cannot. I feel like I need to go take a walk down this block to relocate this balcony.
I don't really know what to do with that information. I don't know how we go from there.
Dawson
I guess
is
I wonder
cursed.
if the same witch head
Cursed.
was cursed Dawson Mercer.
Well,
so why was he? Yeah,
I mean, something cursed Dawson because he has just been struggling since the start of the season. He has not scored a goal yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know, every game, he looks like he's kind of going through it a little. It Boy, okay, this is actually a fun fact that we can tell the listeners. Dawson Mercer is the origin of the It Boy.
He is. That's right.
This was last season. He had that good couple string of games, and we started calling him It Boy Dawson Mercer.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, he was the
It
Boy.
Boy. That's
He
right.
was.
So what's going on?
I don't know. The witch.
Must have been the witch.
It was Mother Leeds.
I need to find this effing balcony so I can break the curse for Dawson Mercer.
The only way the Devils are winning the Stanley Cup this year is if Shannon breaks the witch's curse.
Ooh, okay.
A lot of
First thing,
pressure.
I know this is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things I got to do. The first thing I think I got to do is go buy salt. All right, I'm on this. I'm gonna add salt to my grocery list this week.
She just gets a giant canister of Morton's salt and just... Where are you even going to put it? The balcony disappeared.
Well, I'm wondering if I put out the salt, maybe the balcony will appear.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm going to figure it out.
Then you're going to mail some sage to Dawson and tell him to cleanse his apartment.
I'm on it.
All right.
All right. Sage and salt.
So anyway, the Devils started off the game. They took the first goal. It was Brat who scored it, of course.
Brat man.
Mm-hmm.
That's Brat.
That's Brat.
Someone else who had a very good night was our boy Vitek Vanacek.
Yes, I was so happy to see him. He always does well.
He's so
always
great.
does well.
The haters gonna hate, but we at Hot Girls Hockey are Vitek Vanacek stans. You might call us the Vitek Vanachicks.
That's right. Love Vitek.
Anytime he lets a goal in, there's always someone, calling to bench Vitek. Although it's been better this season, people are finally starting to appreciate him more, as they should.
Good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's literally holding everything down.
When defense is fighting for their lives out there, Vitek is literally the last line of defense.
It was so nice at the Sabres game. Every time he would stop a goal, the whole place would chant VTech. It was so nice to see.
I love
and
that.
be appreciated.
Speaking of people who did not appreciate VTech, Zuccarello can kiss my ass. not to get into a little bit of a tussle. But at one point, VTech lost his stick and Zuccarello just kept kicking it away from him every time he tried to reach
They
for
keep
it.
doing this.
So petty.
I was like, come on,
What are you trying
man.
to be defensive or something? You think you're playing a game?
And I'm like, who even cares? The puck's on the other side. Go defend your
that
team.
was because they cleared it. The Devils cleared it very well. Who was it? Who fully? I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember.
But someone was very quick to clear it. Good job.
Yeah.
Go team.
Yeah.
But leave my boy alone. He's just...
I was like, yo, I wanted to go onto the ice and slap him.
Shannon
dude.
starting fights with men twice her size.
I'll win.
She's got the power of the witch on her side.
Okay, so new tactic. Instead of trying to break the witch's curse, I want to join forces with the witch and
Okay.
put curse on other players.
Okay.
but also somehow negotiate. Be like, we've been having a good time, like Kirsten, Zuccarelli, and everybody else.
Zuccarelli.
Sorry,
Whoever that
Making
is.
up names is fine.
Zucchini.
How do you say his name?
Zucchini, that's how.
You were close. It ends in an O, not an I.
Zuccarello.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a fun time and put like a curse on Zuccarello, and then I'll be like, oh, but do you mind like my boy like Dawson just like lift that curse and we go curse the other players?
Yeah.
This is my new strategy.
Yeah. I like
All
it.
right. So
Befriend
instead,
the witch.
I don't know what I have to put on my grocery list to attract a witch, but I'm going to take the salt and the sage off.
Okay.
Fair enough.
If you have any ideas of what Shannon can use to befriend a witch, tweet at me.
Please.
Hot Girls Hockey on twitter.com. Something else that I noticed to this game, I was feeling a little sentimental. I was feeling a little nostalgic. I was having some flashbacks to a feeling that is very familiar. And I'm going to call this the Miles Wood effect.
Oh,
Miss Miles Wood.
Me too.
yeah.
I miss that smile.
What a guy.
I miss the charisma he had for the whole
that-
team.
Head empty, no thoughts, heart full of love.
Yeah.
I didn't even care when he messed everything up. It just made me, he could have just sat on the bench all season and I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only put him out there when they're winning. But, this season's Miles Wood really seems to be Brendan Smith.
I see the similarities.
So, the similarities are the fact that Brendan Smith just be out there doing things, questionable things, but just things. The Devils came out with the first point, and then they were holding on to the lead for the most of the first period. And then towards the end, the Wild tie it up with a point that may have been due to Smith's just a lack of hustle and just really not being where he needed to be. Not that I can criticize him. I couldn't do better. But that is the advantage that you get being the person watching the game instead of playing the game. But whenever I'm like scrolling through Twitter, as I am wont to do, the conversation about around Brendan Smith is exact, like word for word from the Miles Wood script.
Yeah.
Brendan Smith is Lindy Ruff's favorite. Bench Brendan Smith. They're never going to bench Brendan Smith. Lindy Ruff loves Brendan Smith. Like I could just go back to last year, copy and paste tweets about Miles Wood and insert Brendan Smith's name into them. And no one would be none the wiser.
People would agree with you.
Something else that was crazy about this was another one of those games where they were just back and forth with penalties on the power play, on the power kill, on the power play, on the power kill, blah, 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 blah.
I could not keep track. I would look down, eat some popcorn, and then it would be a power kill. And I was like, wait, who did what now?
Well, one of those was Holla. I don't even remember what he did. High sticking, maybe tripping. I don't
think.
know. There was a whole lot of both going on. Jack Hughes did get away with criminal behavior. Yeah. He committed some of the most obvious high sticking I've ever seen in his life. And for once, the Devils turned a blind eye. Not the Devils, the refs turned a blind eye to the Devils. But they got it back later. Holla took a penalty. Went to a power K. A power K? Oh my God.
Power K.
Power K. Let's go.
I literally just have in my notes here, Holla penalty equals power kill equals wild goal.
Yeah. How are you going to make that into a sentence?
So Mad Libs your way through this one. Point is, penalties are clearly still a problem and they're still resulting in scoring chances for the opposition.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on the opposite hand, we're 14 for 33, I think, on the power play. They're scoring on a shit ton of power plays.
And I am continually so impressed by how much improvement that they have made in that. And I said this before to you guys, but if only we could get that same energy that they had in improving their power play into improving scoring first.
They did today.
They did today, so
They did.
maybe. But I would like to see it consistently.
All right,
Where's the Argo?
Into the Skorkoffel Awards. This is where we give Academy Awards to the most cinematic fights of the week.
Okay, one question before we get into this.
Okay.
Will you allow me to spell for the audience how you have spelled the word skerfuffle?
She said skercuffle.
It's fine.
How is it? Wait, hold on. How is it pronounced?
Skorkoffel Award.
Skercuffle. Shannon,
The way I spelled it is
your
just
word
I
is-
look at it.
it's like a spelling bee. Your word is skercuffle. Please spell it.
I typed this as S C Q U F O F F E L. Skerkuffle Award.
Would you please tell me where the R is?
Where did the other
There's
F
no
go?
R. There's another F?
Yeah.
You spell it. I spell my own made-up word.
There's a silent F in the middle. There's a non-existent R.
And a non-existent C.
Why is there a Q?
Because when I look at this spelling, I'm like, oh, Skerkuffle Award.
I can't breathe. The non-existent R strikes again. Oh my
First
god.
Raffoley, now this.
I can't help it.
Oh my god. I think I just need to tweet the word Skerkuffle spelled that way with no context.
Yeah, why not?
I don't
know how Twitter works.
Oh my god.
So moving into the
But anyway.
Skerkuffle Awards this week, there was only like one fight of note during the Sabres game against Palat and Connor Clifton. And it was in retaliation for the hit Nico took against the boards that took him out of the game. And I could barely see the fight in the broadcast. I just kind of knew that they were throwing punches at each other on the ice, on the ground, like laying on the ice, punching each other.
That's
What
very
I mean.
wacky.
It was very wacky. They kind of like fell and just kept hitting each other. And
Little Looney Tunes.
I couldn't really see it because the board was like in the way, whatever the camera angle was. And I don't really have like an award for this fight yet.
Mhm.
And I just realized I'm like, I don't know if it's just too early in the season or my expectations on what I want to see out of a cinematic fight are just too high at the moment. But I would like to give an honorable mention to the ref that screamed at Ball that was going after, I think you say this, Okposo. In the same fight sequence, like Ball was just also going to start up his own fight on the side. And I kid you not, the ref screamed at Ball verbatim, "You get the fucking power play. You fucking get the fuck out of here." And I was like, I never imagined like the refs would be cursing at the players like that. But I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. You would have to match the energy of the players to be able to break up those fights. True. But there was just something about that. Like, I don't know what mic that got caught on the ice, but I was just like,
It's a good hot mic moment.
Yeah.
For reference, for those of you listening, Ball in this outline of Shannon's is spelled BHAL.
I noticed.
it's fine. It's fine. Nobody's reading it but me. And if I can understand it, it's fine.
So yeah, that was a fairly dramatic fight.
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
you give it any award?
No.
Like a teen choice
No,
award.
because
Yeah,
this is
like a Kids' Choice Award.
No, because this is a cinematic moment. I couldn't see it. I'm disappointed. So moving on, Allie, what are the whispers on the Twitter wins this week?
All right. From the start, we had all the talk about Nico Hischier being out of the game against the Wild after he sustained an upper body injury from that hit to the head by Connor Clifton during the game against the Sabres. That was the injury that led to the fight that you were just telling us about.
When you messaged us about this, I was like in shock. I'm like, there's no way he's not playing. And like I reviewed the hit and I was like, that was nasty.
Well, and this was something that was interesting because like Sarah pointed out, she was at the game and even she didn't really see the hit. And then I think a lot of people were distracted by the fight afterwards.
Yeah.
Completely.
Me being me, someone who works in trauma surgery and neurosurgery, you know, I am like always watching the hits that the guys are taking during the game. I find this stuff like player safety particularly interesting. I feel like I'm becoming one of those people who just wants to put everyone in bubble wrap all the time. It's like part of the reason actually why I can't really watch football anymore. It never
It's
used
so
to
hard
bother
to
me.
watch.
And then one day I was watching a game and someone I think like suffered a broken femur. And I've just like really not been able to watch football since. Even though I deal with that stuff at work all the time, like watching it on a screen and not being able to help, like my skin crawls. I don't like it. So when I saw the footage of this, it was a very unpleasant hit. Clifton got Nico right in like the head and his head kind of snapped back. And he got him right in the head with his shoulder. And those hits are like they're kind of nasty, like you said, because that's a head injury and a potential neck injury if your neck gets like whipped back quick enough.
It was so ugly because I felt like Connor, like, I don't know if it was the intent, but he got like air to get on that level, like with his head.
Well, and that was the question, because it did end up going to a review. And the question was, can you really say that it was Clifton's responsibility, that he should have adjusted his hit in some way so that it wasn't directly to the head? And ultimately they decided that he was responsible, and he is now out for 2 games. In terms of Nico, we don't really know how long he'll be out. He's, according to Lindy Ruff, a day by day. They'll reevaluate. I don't know. I wonder what exactly his injury is. Like, I don't know if he's on a concussion protocol type thing.
It's
possible.
Or if he had like a facial fracture.
Or a neck injury. Like, we have no idea.
No idea. But either way, it looked deeply unpleasant. So Clifton's out for 2 games, and hopefully Nico is not out for more than 2 games.
Yeah, I hope they see him back soon and that he's really all right, and they're just going through the concussion protocol for safety.
Well, the concussion protocol can take a while to clear, so...
I know nothing.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you want to know something about concussion? I can teach you a little bit.
Yes.
So the issue with concussions is not necessarily the concussion itself, but there's second impact syndrome. And this is why you have to be so strict with clearing someone from concussion protocol, because if you get a concussion and if you go back into a sport, usually, I mean, it's sports, but like it could be any sort of dangerous activity, before the symptoms of your concussion are completely cleared, because a concussion is a brain injury.
Yeah.
It is a mild brain injury. And if you go back to the sport before you have been completely cleared from a concussion and you get a second impact, so like a second blow to the head, you can actually die immediately just from that second impact.
Whoa.
Well, that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, you can die before you even get to medical treatment. So that's why a concussion protocol.
I hope,
It can be very lengthy to clear. They haven't said that he's on concussion protocol, but if you ever see that someone is on concussion protocol, that is the reason why it takes so long to clear it, because you have to be absolutely 100% certain that they no longer have the brain injury.
Wow. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Nico's okay.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, though, there's been a lot of discussion about player safety this week. In sadder news, a former Penguins player, Adam Johnson, did pass away this past week after it sounds like a skate strike to the neck during a little bit of like a scrum or something during a game. And it sounded like one of those things where there was just like a whole bunch of players, things were moving around, and he accidentally got struck in the neck. Not entirely, didn't, release details, obviously, of what exactly the nature of the injury was, but he was playing for Britain's elite ice hockey league, the Nottingham Panthers team. So this was a very traumatic experience, because people at the arena, the injury happened and he was brought away to a hospital, and then they cleared the arena. And unfortunately, he did pass away later. And this is not the first time that a neck injury has occurred in a hockey game. This has kind of brought up the discussion about 2 prior injuries that are kind of infamous. One in 1989, it was Malarchuk got a jugular injury from a similar type. I think it was a skate to the neck. And then 2008, Zednik had an injury to the carotid. So those are obviously the 2 major blood vessels in your neck. An injury to either one could be very dangerous. Both of those players survived.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's just so sad.
It's very tragic. So, condolences to Adam Johnson's family, his teammates, everyone who knew him. And hopefully we don't see any more injuries like this going forward, if there's anything we can do to prevent them. So something else that I saw on Twitter was actually an article shared by Amanda Stein that she wrote. I'm sorry that I'm like bringing all of the depressing news in my segment this week, but there was an article about why various players on the Devils chose the numbers that they chose. And
I like to know the history.
Yeah. So they had an explanation about why Dougie Hamilton wears the number 7, which 7 is my favorite number. So I was curious to find out.
Yeah.
So it turns out that Dougie wears the number 7 in honor of an 8-year-old girl, Thea Rolofsson, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 8 from Ewing sarcoma.
Oh, it's so sad.
I know. I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry. But the story is
It's okay, because it's good to know.
It's very endearing.
It's just, yeah.
It turns out that this was a number that she wore, and she was a child that Dougie met and befriended during a hospital visit.
Aww.
And they kind of became friends, and he would like take her to the movies and kind of like befriended the family. And after she unfortunately passed away, he adopted her number in her memory.
That's a sweet tribute.
It's so endearing. It's so sweet.
I'm so glad he did.
It's a wonderful way to remember someone.
Yeah. That's so much better than what someone was explaining to me about how basketball players would pick their number sometimes. Where if they couldn't have their number, they would pick a number that would add up to their favorite number. So let's say somebody wanted the number 9. They would pick the number 63 because 6 plus 3 equals 9 if their number wasn't available. So I like Dougie's story way better.
Yeah, he's got a heart of gold.
He does.
He absolutely does. So we're going to transition over to Don't Worry About It. This is the segment where we don't worry about it. Sometimes I'm saying shit that makes no sense, and the announcers do it too.
You and Dana were on the same page. Saying words.
I have to give a special thank you to Sarah for really helping me out this week. You caught some beautiful ones.
This is my favorite segment, Shannon. You know this.
So this week, we had one of the commentators say they want to score greasier goals. And this was about the Capitals.
Not nasty goals, greasy.
Greasier goals.
Greasy.
And I'm like, greasy? Does the puck slide faster? Or do you mean like greasy as in like just gross?
Hair oil.
Yeah, I was thinking of like the Greasers group as like a gang.
Like
as
the
if
movie
they,
Grease?
Yeah, like does he mean...
Like they sing
with
a
like
little
a
song.
musical number to get the puck in the goal? I don't know.
I think he means nasty, but I like your image
I like
better.
this interpretation. Yeah.
We had, I'm going to start a counter for this if this keeps happening. But we had squirts away the puck again.
Pick any other word, guys.
Any other word.
I'm going to take a shot every time I hear that just to forget it.
One of the announcers,
It was Hank. Yeah.
Hank said, it's hard to go down on a butterfly. Have so many questions.
I don't want to know the answer to any of them.
I guess I really want to know who the butterfly was.
Yeah, wait, what was the context here?
Honestly, I don't.
I don't know.
No.
And then during the Wild game, we had, he has ice water in his veins.
That was in reference to Luke Hughes. And can I just say, I get what he's going here. Like he's like a natural on the ice, but ice water in the veins will kill you and sounds terrible.
And also, like, can't we just say, I don't understand why it couldn't just be like ice. Why did it have to be ice water? So it's like water with ice shards in it. Like, I just don't understand.
He has like those little, like the fancy ice cubes that girl on TikTok makes.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen these?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm on the side of TikTok that's just like rich girls who refill their ice every month, and they have these fancy trays, and they put like fruit and cucumber and Starbucks, and they freeze them.
Okay.
And then these little, like, they're in the shape of like roses and stuff.
So Luke Hughes has like rose shaped ice in his
Veins.
the water in his veins.
Yep.
And then we had, this one's more of like, I heard the wrong thing,
Okay.
but had to put it in here anyway. So the announcer said he sputter the puck. And I really thought for a hot moment, he said sputters like a spud potato.
He potatoes the puck.
He just potatoed the puck. Just potatoing the puck.
How does one potato a puck?
Very lovingly.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say bake it, mash it, put in a stew.
Fair enough. Classic.
This one, I'm confused. The big skate on Kevin Ball.
They were trying to, I think, say like he has like a long reach. And
Okay.
I think they forgot words.
I'm thinking like a literal skate that's like twice the size of his foot, but only one though, because it's like the big skate.
Like a
not skates.
on Kevin Ball.
Like a clown
he has
shoe?
one, larger skate than the other one.
I'm realizing more and more that this segment reveals how literally Shannon takes things.
Lastly, we have handcuffed in between them.
This one, I was watching the game and I could not figure out what Dana was trying to say here. What does it mean to be? I was watching
Stuck?
the play.
Yeah.
Like stuck between them, I think is what
Maybe.
he means.
I love the things that they say.
So we're just not going to worry about anything I said and move on to It Boy of the Week.
Hell
Boy
yeah.
of the week.
This is my favorite segment.
All right. So we got It Boy of the Week. Who has a nomination?
I have a nomination, but
I've
I want
got
to go
one.
last.
Oh, okay. All right. Sarah, what is your nomination for It Boy of the Week?
This week, I am going to nominate Eric Holla because
Holla.
Holla back, girl.
at the Sabres game, he had a goal on the penalty kill, which was awesome. Scored again after that. Almost had a hat trick. Robbed of it, personally. And then another goal again in the Wild game. And also, I just like him.
What is your nomination for It Boy of the Week?
Well, my nomination for It Boy of the Week is Sarah.
What? What?
I think Sarah is It Boy of the Week because this morning we went to the Running with the Devils 5K and someone came in first for her age group.
Listen.
No.
I did do that. I did.
It was incredible. We had two people in our group place, and you placed first.
It wasn't me or you who placed.
I cannot be It Boy of the Week.
Why not?
I didn't play any games.
You got a puck.
Well,
They gave you a Devil's puck.
I'm not voting for myself.
Well, there's two of us and one of you, so
I'm absolutely voting for you. I just want to give you special snaps for placing
for
this
Sarah.
week because you made us look so good.
No, we all did good, guys. Come on.
I had an asthma attack at the second mile.
Well, I started to feel it at the end, too, to be honest.
So update on the Devils 5K. Sarah placed, which is
Hell
incredible.
yeah.
We all finished.
Yep.
I was very proud.
We
Yeah.
almost got rained out. It was downpouring.
It was
The course was slick as hell. I was shocked
Oof.
no one broke an ankle. The Dano and Patty, like giant mascots, were there, and I was really excited because I wanted to go up and take a picture. And then the Dano one, so the Dano one, like the ones that are at the actual games, he was walking out, and I was like, "Oh look!" And then like his head was kind of falling off, and he was like hunched forward, and he really just looked like he was going through. It was so sad. He was like lumbering away, and Patty was like shuffling behind, really struggling to keep up. There was mud everywhere.
I don't know how they there was a lot of mascots there, which was so much fun, but I just don't know how they did that in the rain.
Yeah.
So I know we chose you as It Boy of the Week, but if it was Eric Holla, what would he be this week?
If Eric Holla was a flavor of White Claw that they don't have at the Prudential Center, I think that he would be watermelon.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's the best flavor.
Okay, I completely disagree on which one's the best flavor, but I do agree that Eric Holla would be watermelon
I
as
agree
a
with
White
you,
Claw
Shannon.
flavor.
Yes.
Which one is the best flavor?
Black cherry.
Lime.
Who would be lime?
John Marino.
Yeah. Okay. Does this mean that I have to Photoshop Eric Holla's face onto a White Claw, a black cherry White Claw can?
I can't believe you even asked. Yes.
All right, I'll get on it.
The Girl Scout cookie face morphine was absolutely beautiful.
I loved those.
Thank you. So satisfying. So yes, I really would like to see him.
Shout out to the
Morphed
one person
with a
on
can.
Twitter who agrees with me that Nico is a tag along.
You are correct about it.
Yes.
Did I sing you guys a song yet?
You
this
didn't
week?
sing us a song
No.
yet. Sing us a song to close it.
Okay, hold on. 1989 Taylor's version came out
We
this
have
week.
no rights to that.
Nothing.
We don't have rights
Absolutely
to any of the
nothing.
songs.
But you
Make
had a beautiful
one.
song
Am I
in
gonna
the
sing
beginning.
Life
this
in the Bubble
time.
again?
Yeah, sing Life in the Bubble again.
Life in the bubble. It's so simple in the bubble. We got no troubles in the bubble. Drinking White Claw in the bubble. I couldn't think of any words that rhyme with bubble.
That was incredible. Thank you, Allie, for that beautiful rendition of Life in the Bubble.
Well, this has been Hot Girls Hockey. Tune in next week for more sugar.
Spice.
And everything ice.